Welcome and thanks for joining us for this edition of Scope. Bitokara Catholic Church, one of the oldest Catholic church buildings built in the 1920s in the Thalassia district of West New Britain province, is set to celebrate its 100 years in a couple of years. The Bitokara Catholic Church served the people of West New Britain through education, health services, and other missionary work.
Located on a hilltop on the eastern side of the Williams Peninsula of the north coast of New Britain stands the Bitokara Catholic Church that has stood the test of time. The church was built by American missionaries in the early 1920s. According to local elder Francis Tege, the church was built using timbers from Ulamona. It was the first Catholic church that brought civilization to the province.
So it was built here after 3 attempts to locate where Tablo Place Blumi, Tambolombamba, where the high school is now too, and then they move up here. So they're trying on our location in Nungat. Now the church is the first in, I think it's in the province. And from here it moves back towards the east, Nakanai. I move down Long Gloucester and horse I Bali. It went down Spice Arrow too. So it was built after the First World War and before the Second World War.
Mr. Teges said he could not recall the exact year, but estimated the church to be built in 1920. It was believed that on March 6, 1944, the United States Marine Corps landed at Walupai, Red Beach, and advanced to Bitokara and Thalassia. The 1st Marine Division, 3rd Battalion, 5th Regiment K Company established their headquarters at this location. On March 11, 1944, Colonel Oliver P. Smith and his EO, Colonel Henry W. Buse, with a color guard, raised the American flag outside the Bitokara Church, the same flag raised at Cape Gloucester Airfield on December 31st, 1943.
But like Ongausik, I've seen the one that's now been pulled down. I've seen erected. I was born in there one previously. And I'm looking at the now building. So I want to see the church being built or even started. I started working. And school, this is the only classroom that exists before I came around, before I knew anything.
Since the establishment, the missionaries also set up school and a clinic. Tege was one of the first local children to complete his grade 6 at Bitokara Community School in 1965. The church serves the whole of Bakovi tribe, one of the major tribes in West New Britain, with the aim of converting the people into Christianity. Mr. Tege, who was a former teacher and magistrate, describes the church as one that attracts blessings into the province. A PNG Defence Force soldier from the area also tells of the history of the church. Ben Waka said the church was a lifesaver for all the people of Bakovi during the Second World War.
Church now is enough. I mean, it was built before the war. That wrong understanding from me. But I mean, all the building through. I think I must say it is an historical building. The Prime Minister is going to come here. No, the problem before is enough from here. Probably flowers from our sisters is enough from here. And then gradually come only pull him down. Then it was built now and it's enough from here. Now, by you looking on top of church and crucial put down at the tower, I'm saying on top of it. But only come send me come down. And there was something long and interesting that the Japanese were in this place at Bitokara during the war. And he attracted him attention from American Australian come inside from here.
Waka explained that no roads were built during the colonial era and people have to walk long distances carrying timbers and other building materials for the church.
Ruango, ikamo semlo kilu, kalau panggalu, itu orang kata ina pelong galibu tukam, oli septim orang kata material semuanya, dong tamu di building. There is no road. Road now to solo. Olami o selling oli kam no oli walking road di Kamanta. But before all money stop no oli passing or something di Kamanta. So, church and me, all the buildings there.
Talasia MP Francis Maneke recently visited the church upon the invitation from the people. He made a commitment to erect a new church building in the same location. He said Talasia district is working in partnership with churches to bring services to the people through their establishments.
Ogara woken by come up, Nibla or something by come up, Bibla Bagarab by come. That's all time you must go back to the basics. So that is why I'm important. You must treat him sinam lo imilo sad lo gaman past them, and then by me look lo Nibla wo. Na mi am muscle sem. This la process long district work. Na imo lo come up. Na yumi Talasia district yumi listed priority lo gaman lo today. Miyet no masindan lo lili kap time inap lo 2022 lo planning. This la all plan district na new plan district so that you can carry him over. You can carry him forward. This la new plan but you can make him long after the election. So but you not ready him now and by hard and by late lo make him lo after 2022.
Maneke also explained his reasons for resigning as the governor for the province. He emphasized that good governance and economic empowerment will move the district to the next level. He urged the people to start working on the land rather than wait on the government to do it for them.
Establishing all partnerships inside the place lo you so by you can reduce him hardship lo one up you got lo end. Now inside the district too, me start giving him so many go line the place. Only give him so many goals. All man one man shall run away and you don't have to run away. You come sign up, you book him contract one time DDA. Now DDA by still behind him at this last so many. Because by you must partner one time DDA, you work him palang, you cut him palang, na me giving you kappa, na me make sure that this la kappa at this la house, you work him and you must get register lo in the LLG blow you, na to must register lo district. So that you can continue to work one time, now you must can him. Or when I'm all material something, you may work him and in it lo money blow government.
Maneke committed 50,000 kina to the new church building. The funds will come from the district's 10% budget allocated for churches. The local MP also stressed on the importance of finding the balance within the society and the district to make sure funds are directed through the right channels to deliver tangible services. Maneke pointed out that people's attitude must also change in order for new investment to come into the district.
I need to appeal to you people today that investment is our future. Haram good, man la meri blo bakovina, man la meri blo dakana, na man la meri blo Talasia district. You don't have to play up anymore.
The Bitokara Catholic Church building will be 100 years old in 2024.
When we come back, Jokadi Bire, the 22-year-old SPPNG hunters, plots a new future after escaping a life-threatening heart condition. Welcome back. SPPNG Hunters star center three-quarter and Simbu sensation Jokadi Bire is now plotting a new future after his remarkable escape from a heart condition changed the course of his life. In June this year, the 22-year-old is now coming to terms with the fact that he can never play rugby league again, a reality he admits has been difficult to accept just weeks after his career was starting to blossom playing in the Queensland Rugby League competition, the Intrust Super Cup. Jokadi hails from Salt Namani district but was brought up in Kundiawa town. Growing up in settlement, Jokadi was always confronted with peer group pressure. He was exposed to petty crimes, drugs and alcohol, which could have destroyed his future. however, chose to follow his dream to grow up and emulate his childhood Kumul blockbusting wigman Michael Mack.
After being away from home for the last 7 months, the SPPNG hunters are back in the country and have reunited with their families and loved ones after completing quarantine protocols. Sadly for young Jakoti Bire, he is now living with shattered dreams after his fairy tale rugby league career ended prematurely on June 15 due to a serious heart condition. But he thanks God for giving him a second chance at life. Growing up in a squatter settlement in Kundiawa Simbu province, Jokedi admitted he could have ended up on the street like most youths. His parents' strong discipline and advice, especially his mother's, who was teaching elementary students, nurtured him to continue his education from elementary to secondary level. While in school, Jokedi also developed a strong passion for rugby league as the family lived very close to the Dixon Oval in Kundiawa. One of his local rugby league idols was former Kumul kamikaze wingman Michael Mack, who played with a lot of passion and aggression for the national team.
I'm trying best to play, but to really mangina I play. And as la fire I'm going forward, na kano sa misa lugong mo boys, mi wata boy na as la kain na tapos so team lumi all no play misa at broken as la kain. Misa ta rosa wara na trying best to mi mas play, but mi no time to play. Na mi kam lo secondary na kano sa no sa mi gaman play o league game o league na bode lo kundewa. O mi kam no kam lo finish lo 12 na mi school lo kondiwe na. Em lo 5 kina mail go on for lo kundewa. So mi school lo slab no uksimi lo Unitec le. Lo mi engineering lo Unitec. No mi ka first year na mi start lo play lo league lo school le. So holiday mi kam ko lo kundewa mi sa play lo pentas am blat pentas lo carel lo kundewa. Mi sa play so mi sa play lo school mi sa school team lo mi live wire am la school game school team na kam lo kundewa mi sa play lo pentas.
Although Jokedi excelled in school, he had some disappointments in his early rugby league career because he was seen as being too small. But he persevered and finally he got a start in the junior ranks. He eventually made his way to A grade playing for his local club Panthers in Kundiawa before he got an offer to study electrical engineering at the University of Technology in Leh. While on studies, Jokedi continued to juggle school and football, playing in the university rugby league competition for Justin Olam's team Spartans.
2018 now, open play next 9 come up na. I been play lo pentas oximi lo miox na even tumbetu, but unfortunately me got school so that's why holiday me go na oximi, but taigas me dream lo minas lo taigas na going forward minas lo bagara school blumi, so me want to win like rugby na school antem mas win itu lantem. 2018 Christmas snakes coming ched na Stanley Tepen making dream Chimilo Taigas mi play next 9 na mi kan play on the team Royal am play no to play game mi play no Chimilo la team no golo ximdo precisen as la cancho plantio no section plan line so mi tu goya na goya mosam on me selection as la o plantio boys of cloud mi play one block go no make him team so go tete squad na mi sta in chete so go no for the first weekend mi play go na first like game mitino sa plantio senior man staven mitino na play mitino sa me no puti lo team lo play santa
The Late Next Tigers 9th tournament became a launching pad for the Simbu powerhouse, breaking into the PNG National Rugby League competition for the first time. It was the natural flair, the explosive speed, agility and power running that caught the eyes of Tigers selectors, including coach Stanley Tepen, who immediately signed him up for the Tigers amidst counter-interest from other franchises, mainly Miox and Tumbe. Since then, Jokedi has been groomed by coach Stanley Tepen to be one, if not the most damaging centre three-quarter in the PNG National Rugby League competition over the past 3 seasons. Since then, Jokari has made the number 3 jumper his own with a number of premierships and an automatic selection into the Hunters playing roster in 2020.
Dream lo play rugby starts today. Lo give forward los the big thing ahead. So got a plenty workload na kain lo school na rugby one time kam na kain so lo side lo school kam was me school si pepa na kain so me got plenty time lo can training extras lo rugby na kain lo antas na kain me looking forward lo this unfortunately down there. Me give my best lo one sign be make lem me sa ko final year lumba finish na me go antas me go feeling so me prepare lo so I'm coming kind it's not me no some like me no surprise me prepare some come na that's why extended speak everything like all this time me go performance do me go stop antabe so consistence like kind so me so me go lo antas.
After the break, Jokari opens up about joining the Hunters and recalls that fateful day of June 15. "22-year-old Jokari is planning life after football, a sudden heart condition and surgery while in Australia for the Intrust Super Cup season has set him on a new path to his own recovery and to inspire other people to pursue education and also be disciplined in whatever sport they are in. Here he opens up about joining the Hunters and recalls as much as he could the episode that occurred on June the 15th this year.
Jokari was also pleased to open up and share some interesting facts and experience about life at the Hunters, especially the language barrier that the boys struggled with, especially in trying to understand or comprehend what the coach is saying and the inferiority they had to asking questions.
At least me try best to adapt one time. Plenty time to talk kind of Australia English so time me have to stop close to understand him slow message them because Mr. Loemin are good so me say close to lo try to understand him but lo coach do me what I got to pidgin no more speak English but maybe I can understand him all but all speak as like this try best me start close to now me must understand him all something but because as time goes by you adapt him all plenty all man so got the coach got all time styles all nas la cancha tu plante me pinasem lo local team all best coach mi lo gose and Australia I'm life all the chawe so kind of all best.
It was just 3 days after the young rising rugby league star continued to raise eyebrows with his explosive speed and brutal strength, delivering a superb individual try against competition leaders North Devils. As highlights of that try bounce around the Interest Super Cup social media feeds, little did Jokari know that it was going to be the last game that he will ever play again after he felt unwell at the Hunters gym session. Jokari shares some recollection of how much he's able to remember about that fateful day on June 15.
Mila going for the gym, so mila stretch na mila go work mila make gym stretch. Na mila having gym yet. All any weight. Me just go na the weight. I mean, having weights na me. I was like first la weights tell me only feel as and lumi me via. Me feel as no strong lo ane what's happen within. Me la feel as I round lumi me I round the leg. Speech difficulty na asem to talk am foul so that's why that's the last memory meeting game. So how me come go lo slab go operation. Everything minus I was. So even Mr. Lotri, I'm lo Tuesday, June 22, June 15. So and that's the I'm lo Tuesday, so from that comes some memorable me loss na no la sandin so mino film la sandin mino lo la sandin. So operation am time now so mino thinking so after 3 days I'm kind of Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon me kirab mos me looking mos me kirab na ugo ta sandin come up na blood luminam blood over there na foul Mila tena totoke memory blumi ko ta loso mi luluk so stabe. So mi no sabe to the last thing last la scene blumi mi lugu lo ambulance. Na the last mi kirabe lo Friday mi kirab. Tuesday lo Friday so. 3 days mi masalo koma os lagan mi no sabe tu. Mi lugu lo Friday abenon mi kirabe. Even call him Deri blumi. One bla word mi call him. Na mi lugu sto hospital le Gold Coast hospital le mi bin to ko mila todo ka mi to coast lo Gold Coast hospital le. Nem sol na la bata dwini pape na dilbet kam stop so wasman so dubla to mi to mila ko ni ndo la to so mi to bronas la gane bad lo to ke ade that's why Mr. ICU for the 1 week gene mila sta lo cardio ward la 10 days mbot mila sta person on megi mo planti ol rope nas la gane drip na bod lo body na o se blood nas la kanjo mi sleep so sta bad lo go about to so mi sta lo wheelchair na basta lo kade go den try me lo go about mo so no got energy lo and all strong so mi sleep sta now from there so to talk me foul na no to talk so no try best lo lagan lo min height lo mi side lo mi mo right lagan all right so to talk mas lost memory na speech difficulty so now so 3 weeks mi sta live set no kind of small to therapist na bodo teaching me lo to talk na si memory blumi bag na slakain kind of some sick lo labun man na bodo to it's like dissection nowadays very rare sick na and most of not PNG but in Papua New Guinea Australia and when most people died in just sim not a die so but you rare lo you survive na slakain it's not lucky, but to thank you, Lord God, Lord, give me
It's a provision.
yeah, it's a privilege for me to give me the life, bread.
While on his recovery path, Jokari continues with his rehabilitation process, including regular doctor's reviews as he prepares for life after football. It is very important to his well-being at the moment. Moving forward, Jokari would like to use his personal ordeal to educate and inspire young people, especially in the rugby league family.
First thing is my recovery. I can not go na straight go work money or slakain because we need him study we need him time recover brain me because we got a second effects from that so I'm taking long time. Well, that's what doctor said. So maybe check up doctor na. Make feeling more stable na feel alright lo conscious do mean na sla kaina me ba camp again bus la I'm from the school na side lo football is like yeah experience to me on the experience me going forward na sla kain so like now me ba inspiring most of the people or by inspiring plenty of young blonde mangi person I mean thank you lo big man give me the chance lo isla we can privilege lo we can see life na thank you thank you lo doctor no nurse everybody there thank you lo antas management lo karemi kamosem everything and thank you lo tubla na la bata bine was lo milo hospital tubla dilbet Isaac na Edwin Pape. Dato thank you Lord fans tu lo se sevi me o greetings lo sore lo email lo mina. Sali kam to thank you lo sla. All prayer all PNG have been prayer lo mim to thank you. Every family to even PNG too. Yep.
While one chapter closes, another opens for young Jokedi, who now looks forward to his graduation from the PNG University of Technology with a degree in electrical engineering in November this year.
And that ends another episode of Scope, a kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you're feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for watching Scope. See you again in our next episode.